different name, different face, different city even. But somehow, the ending is always the same. The relationship that starts nothing like the last one. And 6 months in, you're standing in the exact same argument, saying the exact same things, feeling the exact same specific loneliness you swore you'd never feel again. The job that seemed different. New company, new title, new boss. And within a year, you're invisible in the room again. Overlooked again. Working twice as hard to be seen. Again. You tell yourself it's bad luck. Wrong people. Wrong timing. But what if it isn't luck at all? What if some part of you is choosing this? Not consciously, not on purpose, but choosing it all the same. There's a name for this. Something Freud noticed first, and Jung carried further. He called it repetition compulsion. And once you see the pattern, you'll start finding it everywhere in your own life. Here's the part that doesn't make sense at first. Why would anyone unconsciously recreate their own pain? The answer isn't that you enjoy suffering. It's stranger than that. The nervous system isn't actually built to seek happiness. It's built to seek the familiar. And if your nervous system learned, early, that love comes with anxiety attached, that safety is unreliable, that attention has to be earned, that closeness always ends in disappointment, then familiar and safe start to feel like the same thing. Even when familiar hurts. So you find yourself pulled toward the version of a person, a job, a friendship, that matches the shape of the wound you already know. Not because you want the pain again, because some part of you is still trying to solve it, still trying to get a different ending out of the same story. This is where it gets almost unbearably specific, if you let it. Say you grew up with a parent who was warm sometimes and cold without warning. You learned to read a room before you could read a book. You learned that love was something you had to watch for, earn, chase a little. Now, as an adult, a calm, consistent, emotionally available person can feel boring, even suspicious. Something in you doesn't trust it, because it doesn't match the pattern you were trained on. But someone unpredictable, someone who runs hot and cold, that feels like home, not because it's good, because your nervous system recognizes the shape of it immediately. You're not choosing chaos because you like chaos. You're choosing chaos because some part of you is still 5 years old, still standing at the edge of the room, still trying to figure out how to make it come out different this time. Here's why this feels so hard to catch in real time. It never announces itself as repetition. It always feels brand new. This person seems different. This job seems different. Your brain isn't comparing the new situation to the old wound side by side. It's not running a checklist. It's responding to a feeling, a frequency, something underneath language. And that feeling gets mistaken for chemistry, for destiny, for this one's different. You don't fall for the same story twice because you're careless. You fall for it because it's wearing a disguise good enough to fool even you. So, how do you actually catch it? Here's the test. Look at the pattern, not the person. Not, why did he do that? Or, why did she leave? But zoom out across your whole history and ask, what keeps happening to me, regardless of who's involved? Is it always the choosing someone unavailable pattern? Always the working twice as hard to be seen pattern? Always the being the one who holds everything together pattern? If you can name the pattern, if you can say it in one sentence, and that sentence has shown up 3 or more times with different names attached to it, that's not coincidence. That's the compulsion, working exactly as designed, trying, every single time, to get a different ending. This is where it connects to everything we've built in this arc. The shadow is what you buried. The persona is the mask you wear instead of dealing with it. And repetition compulsion is what happens when the buried wound gets tired of waiting quietly and starts directing your choices from underneath without asking permission. It's not inviting you to relive the pain for no reason. It's asking you to finally finish something that got interrupted a long time ago. So here's where I'll leave you. You are not bad at love. You're not bad at choosing jobs or friends or situations. You're extremely good at finding the exact shape of your original wound over and over, because some part of you never stopped trying to heal it the only way it knew how, by living it again, and hoping, this time, for a different ending. The pattern doesn't break by trying harder to pick differently. It breaks the moment you can finally see the shape of what you're looking for, clearly enough that it stops being invisible. If you just realized you've lived this same story more than once with a different name attached to it, that's not a coincidence, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's information. And now you have it. Tell me in the comments, not the whole story, just the pattern, in one sentence. Sometimes naming it out loud is the first thing that actually breaks it.